Hello, everyone. It's Thursday, and it's Enlightenment Thursday. In fact, we are reading Enlightenment for Lazy People. Do you guys wonder what my shirt says?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
really
yeah.
do.
What does it say?
Okay, check this out. This is so in brand for me. It's a skull, and it
Yeah.
says "Think happy thoughts." And look
Oh,
at
No,
all these happy thoughts growing in the mind.
fantastic.
nice, nice.
That is
Wow, that
so.
is good.
What?
Yeah, yeah, and it goes with your Buddha earrings too.
I know the color
It-
matches and everything.
yeah,
Yeah.
It's like
yeah.
I'm in a Buddha skull right now.
Nice. Well, I got the Aurora Borealis out my window at my ski chalet.
Yeah,
Yeah, I noticed you're in a
fantastic.
different location.
Yeah, I am. I'm at the ski resort now.
Wow, that's I don't know if it's well, did you fly there or how'd you get there?
Oh, I just,
Manifested.
yeah.
All right. Well, we are studying for enlightenment for lazy people, and last week we talked about the sandcastle effect, where if you move your energy and you build the sandcastle, you do the thing, then you'll be kind of zen, and that takes away this Muppet narrative that we got in our mind. And then we're attacking this free will because the thing keeps saying we don't have free will, and accepting that we don't have free will is part of enlightenment because you just accept is everything is what it is. So the next section says that neuroscience proves that we do not choose our thoughts, they originate from within, and that thoughts, feelings, actions, or they originate automatically. And after that, another part of the brain makes a story about the previous activity. So there's an Albert Einstein quote we're supposed to read. Oh no, I don't have my darn it. Hold on. Does anyone?
Senior Albert Einstein voice changer.
Oh my God, I'm holding up production here. Can anyone read the quote from page 16?
All right, here, let's see. Claudia, do you have it?
Yeah, I have it.
What does it say?
Well, I have to find it back to the 16, but yeah.
Oh, okay, I got it
17.
then.
Oh, you got there?
Okay, it says a being endowed with a higher insight and more perfect intelligence, watching man and his doings, would smile about man's illusion that he was acting in accordance to his own free will, chuckled Albert Einstein.
So, what do you guys think about this? That we don't have free will of thoughts, essentially. Like we don't originate our thoughts; they just like pop up within us.
Okay, well, part of the reason there's scientific basis behind that was a scientific study, right? Where you put all these electrodes on somebody's head and then you had them push a button, either a left button or a right button, and they said you could tell from 2 to 500 milliseconds before they pushed the button when that they were going to push the button. And you could even tell whether they were going to push the left or the right button, and that you could predict it. And so I was thinking, like, of course you can tell. Of course, like their brain lights up first because your brain has to decide to do something and then it give the signal to your body, which is in this physical world, to move your arm to push the button. So it didn't seem that odd to me.
No, and it still
Yeah.
doesn't prove you have no free will. It's just that your body is slower than your mind or something. But yeah, no, I'm still thinking we have free will. And I was looking at videos from that guy who is channeling extraterrestrial being. And Bashar, you have heard of it? But I was interested because he was speaking about what is enlightenment and also about free will. And it's like the theory there is that you decide before coming to this body what will be your destiny, what will be the lesson of this life. And then so you have a contract, you sign a contract for this life. And then in so there is like a destiny, but in this life you still have free will because you choose how you get there. You choose how you are doing things and how you are feeling and how you are getting to this destiny. So there is a destiny and there is a free will. And I think it was a really interesting thing. And another thing he said was that enlightenment is lighting up. This lighten up. So like raise your frequency, like let go of things that doesn't serve you and just light up. And that was a funny definition. Okay, that was my thingy from this week.
Okay, so I was thinking, like, okay, it says you have a thought that originates, and then you have another thought about the thought. Like, then he says part of the brain makes a story about the previous thought, right? So it's like, okay, I think I've made this point with my students for years that we don't really have free will about what we think because each chart is wired differently. Like, as I'm speaking here, like Claudia is going to stim to my thought in a different way than Jay-Z is going to stim to my thought. Like, that is kind of fated in your chart is like how you process and receive the world around you. Like that's part of the nature of each of us. But what we know from mind control theory is that you are not all the thoughts that originate organically in your mind. You are the thoughts that you choose to hang on to. That is the free will, is like I have weird intrusive thoughts, and sometimes I'm just like, whoa, that was gross or whatever. Like, but like I don't latch onto that thought and be like, that's me. I'm like, let that one float away like a cloud and latch onto this thought. I like that thought, right? And the ancient like Stoics would say that the dignity of life is all about deciding which thoughts you assent to or consent to. Like you don't want to just consent to every thought that organically arises in your machine. That would be a lacking of free will that would make you unenlightened, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm totally with that. And
Mm.
that like this book that we're gonna also read next month, Designing the Mind, is based on a lot of like similarities with Stoicism. And it is the whole point of this is to that you coordinate your and organize your desires in the direction of your values. Like you think clearly about the which thoughts you're gonna, like you say, prune and latch onto, which ones are errors, and which like unconscious bias or other things that are errors in your thinking, and you make sure that you question those things.
And,
Yeah.
and also, I thought one of the voices you hear is your inner self or your wise self or your, yeah, very experienced energy that came before in another body or whatever. But you have to discriminate if you can find this voice, if you can recognize this one and follow this one, if you choose to. So because
Like you,
yeah.
like each of us have a highest self voice, and then we have just like a regular self voice.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I think being your highest self is a cool thing. Like we all have our basic self, and then like for example, if a person gets really drunk, I think they're still doing their chart organically, but they're doing like a basic poisoned version of their thoughts, like if they're, whereas if you're really clean and clear, you're going to have a more high version of your thoughts, like so I do think we can, even with what we ingest and things like that, we can control like how our machine is thinking too.
Yeah, but that's why they take plant medicine, which I never tried, but maybe too chickened. But I think that's why they take mushrooms and cactus and plants to just hear that voice more clearly and yeah, and follow it. Mm.
All right, the
Well,
next.
I think from the free will thing, I like the kind of conclusion we had at the end there, Andy, where you were saying that your philosophy is pretty much we might as well just act as though like the past we had no free will, and the future we do have free will, you know? And then the present is like you're just really present and it's kind of irrelevant because you're just in that moment. Maybe in that moment, if in the present you can listen to that wise and uh, insightful and intuitive voice of your own in the now, and then forgive your past self and be super psyched about the future.
I prefer the last part of what you said because you kind of said the now is irrelevant, but after that you made it better.
Oh yeah, no, I mean the now is irrelevant. I mean free will is irrelevant in the now. If you're in the
Mm,
now, there it doesn't matter. There's just now. Free
yeah,
will doesn't
yeah.
matter or not.
Okay, okay, I understand. Yeah.
Can I ask a question that's not in the book?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, I want to know what you guys think. Can a person drink or smoke their way into enlightenment? Because this is the lazy guide, so I just want to know if you lazily can just smoke cigarettes and become enlightened.
I have an answer. What do you think, Claudia?
I I I really like soberty. So soberty, is that a word?
Variety?
Right.
Yeah. I really like the clear conscience and the clear, yeah. And yeah, I it's probably possible, but it's not a path I like, but I don't know. Mm.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I would say that, yeah, anything is possible. If they decide that that's what they need to do it and then they do it. I mean, it's just that it's all about the the follow through.
Yeah, it's like I guess the question with cigarettes is okay, it's kind of like building the sandcastle, like the cigarette is building a sandcastle where you just are like moving the energy around by smoking a cigarette. And I feel like that makes a kind of enlightened Zen feeling to people who can smoke all day. But because the cigarette calls you back, it would be like if the sandcastle was just like keep building me, build me some more, build me some more. Like if Sandcastle called back to you, would that interrupt your enlightenment? Like I feel like should be able to move sandcastles and then stop moving sandcastles and like let your flow flow. But like the addiction cycle is like there's this idea that these things like want of you back and like somehow that interrupts the cycle of enlightenment. I don't know though.
Yeah, I don't know. I think, yeah, I want to keep my body as healthy as possible, as long as possible, to enjoy this life experience the best I can and to learn as much as I can on this path, on this body. But smoking is like suicide. So, yeah, I can't fathom the idea of being Zen and suicidal. So yeah, I don't know.
I just really want to know if someone can be enlightened and be a smoker. Like I don't know if they're mutually exclusive. I don't know that you have to be clean and pure and perfect to be enlightened, do you? I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? Like I think that's
Oh
actually a really good question.
yeah, perfect is hard to obtain, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. Many philosophy and religion that speak about enlightenment, they also have a dietary, yeah, like lines, things you should eat and not eat, and yeah, I I don't see a master smoking. I don't know.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, I think it's a it's the middle path. It's like in moderation. I think you if you smoke like if you do it intentionally and moderately, right? Like and so not because you're addicted, but because on occasion you want the experience or something, but you can't do it all the time or it seems like it would affect your health. And that just doesn't it seems like when you hear stories about people, and of course this is just like their outer stories, but it seems like a lot of people that just like that just falls away for them.
Well, maybe smoking and drinking or being addicted to things contributes to the Muppet ticker tape of like, oh, I need a cigarette. Like, oh, I gotta, where can I get a cigarette? Like, how can I find a cigarette? Like, I think it's like there's too much narrative that has to happen around that thing in order for it to to really allow you to fall away with the Muppets. You know what I mean? Like, like
Yeah.
something about the having this a clinging attachment. Like in Buddhism, you're not supposed to cling to things. Like you're supposed to build the sandcastle and move your chi around, but you're not supposed to cling to it. Like when the water washes it away, it's supposed to just wash it away. It's like why those monks do those sand things and then it washes away. It's like it's the lesson in not clinging. And if you're clinging to cigarettes, you're clinging to alcohol like that. That's kind of anti-enlightenment.
Yeah. That's yeah. Yeah. I
All
think
right,
so too.
I digress. Okay. We're back to the lazy guide to say, do not control myself. He says our brain guides us to carry out certain actions and say certain things. Free will is weird. Like, do we choose to breathe? Do we choose to let our blood circulate, be ill, or be sleepy? So he says you think you have free will, but you don't have free will if you have to breathe, you have to breathe.
Yeah, it does seem difficult to like draw the line of like what things are automatic and what things are things we choose, right? I'm not choosing to, make my body heal from the paper cut on my finger. It's just kind of doing that in the background.
Mhm.
Just like it's digesting the food that I ate for dinner and it's just like, breathing the air. So, what is it that I am choosing? Is it like the book says, 0.0000001% of the things that I'm doing are the things that I'm actually choosing to do? Like, how to even tell?
And this is where I get into my phrase I made up, which is like we honor and revere the fated fates, and we turn everything else into the greatest greats. Which is like, yeah, okay, it's a fated fate that I gotta breathe. Those are called in Greek, they're called anankes or necessities. Like, I need to eat. That's an ananke. It's like these are certain kinds of fates, but the idea that everything is like I don't agree with this point that this proves that there's no free will because it proves that some people some things in the natural design are fated and necessary. But that doesn't mean that everything is fated and necessary. There could be free wills within these fated things.
Yeah, and I think we spoke about that last week, that passage, but um, it's they say that if we can choose how we feel, everybody will choose to be happy. But that's not the point, the truth, because for the first thing, don't a lot of people doesn't know they can choose to be happy, and I really think they can. So if people would realize, okay, I put myself in a drama, I'm still very angry at my mother, father, or whatever, ex-wife, and then they keep themselves in the drama, and then they don't realize that just letting things go is a good thing for them. It's not like, okay, it's a good thing for them, and they could be happy, but they really like the drama. They really like, I don't know if they really like the drama, but they don't realize they can let go. And they will be much better if they let go. So, yeah, I really don't think, I'm really not uh, on the same page with that guy.
Well, I'm not
Say,
repeating the same section from last week. He has like 5 sections on free will. He goes on and on about it because it's
yeah,
the big point he's really trying to make. Like the next thing he talks about is that we're genetically programmed in a lot of ways, which we look at in astrology. He says the seed layer is not in our control, which is our height, weight, voice, character traits, country we're from, culture, neighborhood, parents. These things are how you behave. Maybe we did that. I don't.
Yeah, we did.
Well,
We
okay. Well,
we're
let's go
It's not a
to
problem. It's still interesting.
no. Well, okay. Well, I don't know that we did the show for everybody, but let's skip forward to where he says, let's read on page 21 and 22 and 23. Who are you? Because we
Hmm.
didn't do this.
Yeah, that's where we are. Yeah, that's where we are. Ah, yeah.
All right. So who wants to read page 21 and 22? Because I really think that crowd needs to hear what he says here.
All right, I can do it here. Let's see. 20. Oh, who are you? Ramana Maharashi, yeah, Maharashi used to ask a simple question to his visitors. Who are you? I got a visit from Martin recently and I asked him the same question. Who are you? I am Martin. No, I did not ask you for your name. I'm asking you who you are. I'm a director. No, I did not ask you for your job or rank. I'm asking you who you are. I'm the owner of a company. No, I did not ask you what you have. I'm asking you who you are. I am a man. No, I did not ask you your gender. I'm asking you who you are. I'm a millionaire.
Mhm.
No, I did not ask you how much money you have. I'm asking you who you are. I'm a human being. Ah, and what part of this human being are you? What part? Well, this is my body. You said, this is my body. You did not say, I am this body. Strange, isn't it? You also did not say, I am my heart. You say, this is my heart. You did not say, I am my hair, but this is my hair. But if this is your body, where is the you that owns the body? If you are the chauffeur of your body, then where are you? Where's the driver?
Whoa.
Mhm.
Um, I don't really know.
Mhm.
So who are we? I mean, should I go? I mean,
Yes, you go.
okay. Well, okay, so I have a lot to say about this. I I really think that we are the sunlight extruded through a chart congealed body interface. So it's like we are sunlight, essentially. But each of us has that moving through our chakras in a different way. So we are light. We are enlightenment. We are light inside. That is what we are. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, and though who we are, like the in Soulment, this book about how the soul gets in the body, they go through all of this stuff too to say like what does it mean to have the soul inside you and all this kind of stuff. And what they basically say is that a person is their essence sunk downward into an incarnated form. So we actually are our essence. And the Greeks would do this. They would say, if you cut the corner off of a table, is it still a table? If you cut a chunk off of a piece of wood, is it still a piece of wood? Like taking parts off something doesn't remove its essence, essentially. If you take the arm off of a human, they still are their essence. If you take the head, well, I mean, that's he's like, if you take the head off, are you still you? And the human is their essence, their essence, essentially, right? And it comes out through all parts of their body. Like people think the brain's up in the head, but in esoteric anatomy, this book, they show that the brain actually goes down energetically through the whole form. Like, there's pictures of it. Like, here's the brain actually going through the whole body in your whole form. So you can cut off your arm and you're still actually all of this essence going around, right? So it's like, I mean, I don't know, I'm taking this technically where it's philosophical and rhetorical, but it's like I also disagree that you can't delineate who I think I can say who I am. I'm the Andrea Gehrz essence that has sunk down and incarnated, and you can chop any one part of me off, including you can chop off my Facebook page, and I'm still the Andrea Gehrz essence. You can chop off my
I
email,
tried.
you know? But so but we are an incarnate form that's not even about us. It's about, the larger essence of us sinking down from the ether into the congealed world.
Definitely. That's, yeah. I would call it the universal energy, but yeah, we are that universal energy, and we are the embodiment of that energy. And yeah, I um, I had during a Kundalini class, I had the experience of being just energy, and that was great. That was fantastic because then you realize what is human, what is our creation, what is, like time or feelings or thoughts. That's all human, or the senses that make life wonderful because you can taste coffee or whatever, like I said last time. But yeah, when energy is just there, that's magical, that's fantastic, and that's light and easy and with no drama. And yeah, yeah, so yeah, I like also in this part when he's speaking about the ahamkara, like we know from the kundalini and ayurveda course, jz, the ik marker. Oh, well, that's Dutch. The eye maker, I guess. The eye maker. I was reading in Dutch today. Yeah, but it's necessary. You need individuals. You need identification. You need individuality. So we need the me, the I, but you just have to relative it to something. Like, you are not only the I, you are not only you, it's just a part of you. It, yeah, so yeah, I really like this part of the book. And I will forget about if I'm the driver of my own car or not. I don't worry about that anymore. But yeah, so yeah, that was my point on this part of the book.
Well, and what Claudia's talking about is the next section under the ego, where he says a human is a part of the whole. And ego in Sanskrit is ahamkara, which means the eye maker. So
Mm-hmm.
ego makes sure that we know we are an individual, but each person is a team. So I keep thinking about this, like if we go back from that dualism thing where it's like not me or you, it's like all of us are one, right? You could say that each one of us is an I, but all of us are one and we are the I piece of the one, right? Like, so it's like actually if you look at it like really concretely, each of us is a team. Like, okay, I have a Facebook page, right? Andrea Gehrz. But actually, what makes that Facebook page is a conversation I have with about 20 people every week. Like I talk to Jay-Z, I talk to you, Claudia, I talk to I go around to my whole team and talk to everyone. And through all of that comes these posts on my Facebook, right? And this is a way to say that that's the I part of this one is this like Facebook post, but it's really not me. It's all of us. One consciousness is coming through as an I formation here, but it's really all of us. Does that make sense? That's a very
Yeah,
literal way of describing it, but that's a way to understand like the concept he's trying to make is like we are all like almost like a nucleus of the whole is just the
mhm.
I piece of our puzzle, but we're actually this whole thing.
The only thing is I've been wiped out Facebook, so I'm not existing there anymore. I'm like sand that was gone with the wind, and
Well, now your
there
eye
is no
maker is
trace,
is
no
is is
trace.
interfacing in other ways, right? Like your eye maker is now interfacing on this YouTube, right? It's like, but like my eye maker interfaces other ways. I was just using the Facebook as an example of that looks like the person, but it's actually the locust of a collection of people,
I understand it. I
Okay.
understand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think too, it's like we are so if we're all just like a manifestation of this universal energy, and then the eye maker, yeah, like you can say it's because of my chart or because of whatever like makes the me like this that you see, and you see my persona and the way I react to things and the way I do things. And that is like, so I think that gets recorded not just in like the body and how we are. And it's like, you cut off my arm, I still have the energy going everywhere else. But like, it gets recorded in memes that I create that infect other people's brains who if my whole entire body dies, that essence, that eye maker implant into your brain of remembering who I was or what I said, or like it being recorded in photographs or YouTubes or the Akashic record somehow, that I think is part of the eye maker concept as well.
Yeah, like there's this whole idea that our mind is interdimensional. And it's like we are not ourself. We are not in a body. We are in this interdimensional being. And it's like I like to look at that like literally literal. Like I'm in my email all over the place. I'm in my text message all over the place. I'm in Facebook all over the place. Like we are scattered out our souls. And it's like when we die, we stop creating new content there, but our soul is still like all over the place. And it's the collective is still alive in us, basically. So, why is this important to enlightenment to understand that the eye maker is a thing?
Well, I think that the part of enlightenment is understand, and for this non-duality thing is to understand that we are both, like that there are two things that are happening at once, and that it's the I am, as like I am the universal thing that encompasses everything. And then in kind of like a fractal kind of way, I am just like the thing that the Jay-Z maker spits out. I'm the spitter outer of Jay-Z things. And you're both at the same time.
Hmm.
And I think that that's the important point.
So this,
So sorry, like I said, it's to make it more relative, like smaller. A lot of people think they are just the ego. A lot of people never think about they have a part of energy or soul or growing something. I don't know. They just think materialistically and yeah, in one dimension, and that's to relate. I can't say it. I'm French. Relativer. It's French, but I can't say it in English. Um, so we have,
relativism.
yes, we have an ego, but we are not only the ego, and that is really important. Yeah.
It brings us to our next concept, which is the baby and the mother are one. Self-awareness has not yet developed in a baby. Self-awareness starts at 18 months. So at this point, they can recognize themselves in a mirror. There's a long-term memory that starts at 18 months, and the Muppets start at this time. So before a person's 18 months old, like the mother and the baby are one, according to this. And the baby doesn't necessarily have that consciousness separate from, so that's kind of like existing in the whole without the eye maker yet. And then the eye maker develops and then things kind of, so the eye maker must have a purpose if we all get it at 18 months. Without, I mean, without the eye maker, we wouldn't be able to express what the whole was making through us.
Exactly. So you need your individuality to follow your purpose, to follow your contract you made. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we have to differentiate because there's like a lot that has to kind of be taken care of in this whole world to keep it working. And people that way people have different roles and different specialties and different purposes. And that discernment and like um finding out fit and figuring out what that your own purpose is what a lot of people think this life is for.
Well, it's so interesting because you can heal yourself, but you can't heal yourself if you only look at yourself. Like as a whole locus or like a whole, you can heal yourself. Like you can say, "Oh, I need that specialist, and I need that auto mechanic, and I need this person," and like all together, we can all heal me if I get to the right people. But like if I only use my skill set, I couldn't necessarily heal every situation that comes up, in me. It's like by existing in the whole, we like in recovery, we learn a lot of like giving up your own will to God's will, or which is like the will of the whole all at once. It's like we're in a happy life, an enlightened life. You're really supposed to dance your will, your I am with the I am or you, like the you are of the whole. It's like this is nature's will for me. This is my will. This is nature's will. This is my will. And like that balance brings enlightenment. Like, okay, I watched this sermon yesterday. It was about what you reap, you shall sow. So it's the idea that you plant something and that will grow. But he was saying, making the point that if you plant seeds that are the whole will for you, like whatever God's will is for you, if you plant that seed, life is just abundant, right? Like if I'm, but it's like, I want to grow peppers, and it's like I live in the cold Arctic tundra, but I want to grow peppers, you know what I mean? Like you might just not harvest anything, right? But if you're like, I live near the tundra and I'm gonna grow root vegetables because that's what creation itself wants me to grow, it's like then I have abundant root vegetables. Like, so that was kind of an interesting lesson of like making sure that your I am is dancing with the whole of what is.
Yeah, but I think you have to raise your vibration to be able to manifest. So if you are very thankful, if you can see you have abundance already, then you get calls, then you get work. And if you just sit or not, you can sit the whole time, even if you are very grateful. But I mean, if you just think, oh, I need, or I don't have enough, or I would like to have, or then the frequency is too low, and you are not getting, you are just getting more of, oh, I would like, I'm missing something, then you will always miss something. So if you rise the vibration and think, I'm so good and I'm so successful and I'm so lovable and I'm so thankful and I'm so positive and I'm so, I don't know, happy and abundant, then suddenly you are all those things. It's really, and I saw it in Jay-Z too, because a year ago, Jay-Z, you were like, you had decided, I'm finished with building myself up. I'm strong now, and I'm gonna manifest. And the whole year you studied manifesting in different ways, and you worked on it very seriously. You embrace every way of manifesting that spoke to you, and you really, really good at manifesting, and you change your life. But first, you raise your vibration. You were not a victim. You were strong again, and you were sure of your thing, or faking till you make it. But still, it was really nice to see. And you're a good example for me.
All right, the next one is your self-image. Ego mechanism creates I thoughts, which are your name, your function in life, your successes, your house, your voice, your preferences, your failures, your body, your weight, your car, everything that you're like, this is mine. But when someone talks, well, he talks shit about you, essentially, the I becomes unstable. So if someone's like, I don't like Jay-Z, like maybe he's like, yeah, he's like his eye becomes unstable. So what do you guys think about that? Does the ego make us susceptible to being taken down? Like, what if we're a whole team? They do say that groups divide the grief. Like, so let's say I look at myself as a team and someone attacks me personally. I could be like, let me check with the team on that. And then I ask 20 people, then I'm much less susceptible to being taken down than if I'm just like, oh no, I'm a horrible person. As a producer, one of the things I do with my talent really early on is make them get a team because otherwise they literally can be taken down. You can just be like, you're a bad person. And they're like, oh no, I gotta stop production because I'm a bad person. And I was like, oh, did one person say you were a bad person? Like, okay, and that stopped all of production. But if you give them a team of like 20 people, then it takes like a lot more to stop production than just some like negative words. It's really weird.
Mm,
That's a real life example. Sorry to make it too concrete.
Yeah.
no, no.
No, that makes sense. That makes sense
Mm,
too. Yeah. Does the ego make us susceptible? Yeah, I think that's true because to being taken down. I do think that's true because then, like you say, you waste time like being defensive or reacting to things or, and then you can't just like get on with it or just like, yeah. It seems like you have to be, yeah, putting on armor and defending yourself
Yeah, like
when you
if you
feel like
chip a
it's just.
table and I don't know, it's hard to explain, but if you look at the table as this whole microcosm and you take a chip out of the table, it doesn't even dent the table itself. Like it's like it'd be like that's somebody who took a chip out of the table or whatever. But like if you smash all parts of the table at once, like the table is taken down. I mean like if you smash the whole team of a person, that would take the person down if you were looking at yourself as a like we and not an I. I don't know. I'm into this we thing. I like it. I think it's very strengthening. My
yeah, I think we all need a team. We all need people that think alike and admire you or like you, and your ego needs it. But um, it was for me a great lesson to read something on Facebook and try not to make it personal. I felt really attacked, and then I thought, but I'm giving the other person so much power. Maybe she never thought that, and she don't even realize I could take it personally, and it was a waste of time and energy. And yeah, it's. I think when I'm attacked that way, or when I have a difficult day in the normal world, I really need a lot of time under my stone to get back to myself, to be strong again. And I have a life where I can do that, and that's fantastic. But then I have like, oh yeah, but we are now in a time and age where we need a network. I'm not building my network if I am under my stone, so let's go out again. But yeah, it's ego can put you down too heavily, I think, and that's why it's important to think we are much more than the ego,
Mhm.
much more.
Yeah, this brings us to our last point today, which is I'm not good enough. It says when you are an individual, your free will has to be good enough. You are always a perfect expression of energy. So, like, if we believe we have all this free will and you're an individual, then if you do anything that's like not good, like you don't like or someone doesn't like, you're like, I had all this free will and I acted and I was terrible. I'm terrible. Like, it's like, I guess he's trying to say if you are a whole macrocosm and you things are kind of faded, then just chill and be free to just float along, I guess. with the ride of this whole place?
Yeah, I think part of the thing with the ego is that it ties you to a single perspective. And then it's like, okay, so like somebody, was a jerk to me, right? And then I'm like, oh, I'm so mad at them because they disrespected me, when they, ignored me in line. And then like if that's like the ego thing, but then if you like expand your perspective of like, oh, let me put my perspective over in somebody else and like, oh, maybe that person actually didn't even see that I was there standing in line. They didn't cut me off intentionally, or, then like there are ways that like if you think about things from different perspectives, like things can be just as true as the truth, your truth was from your perspective. And so I think that's part of it too is and that this gets back to what we were talking about at the beginning of like of pruning your thoughts and then like holding each thought and questioning like, is it important that like I think that that person cut in front of me, or should I let that one go because maybe it's not even true and it's just ruining my day. Like I think that maybe somehow these concepts tie together about the ego and questioning the first thoughts that pop through your head, deciding which ones to latch onto, and understanding that we're just one perspective and all of them are equally as true.
And also, I'm really understood what you said, and I think it's right. And but also, if we are um, if we are made of the same stuff, if we are one together, then we have to realize everybody has those questions of those feelings. So you can relate. Say it again, Andrea. You can relate.
Look at the relativism of it.
Yeah, because everybody uh, feel that way, like they are not seen, or they are spoken the wrong way, or they are not good enough. Everybody has a little bit of that in them. Some days more than other, or some part of their life more than others. And then we are all one. We are all made of the same thing. And somebody got less love from his mother, and he's a asshole when he's behind the wheel. Huh? No problem. Just chill and accept and let go, because why would I like make my day worse because he's cutting me in line? I don't know, whatever. I mean, it's okay. It's okay. It's just a movie. It's just, yeah, don't take it personally. Yeah.
So this is a good place to end today, to remember as you go through your week, that to look at the collective piece of yourself as you move forward, and know that you have an I in there, but that you also have this holistic force that is you as well. So, all right, you all, thank you so much.
Mhm.
Think
All
happy
right.
thoughts.
Bye.
All right.
Bye, Andrea. Thank you.